You guys checking out the downloads or the new vidges? They're fucking great, yo. They're fucking great, yo. You should check it out. I'm not feeling this today. I'm just not feeling like talky. I got a lot to do. There's a bunch going on today that I want to get done. And look at that. Not even 40 seconds. And this dumbass is here. And I'm like an hour late. So you know this guy's been sitting there just waiting, like refreshing the page over and over again. Like, did he come on? Okay. Okay. Is he here? Is he here? What a fucking jackass. If I realize it's all about Jesus, will that make me more like you? Because, yeah, that's not something I want. You're a fucking loser and a weirdo. You got fucking nasty pedo pictures in your phone and shit. Jesus is Satan in disguise. I'm not saying I believe this. You shouldn't believe any of it. It's all dumbass, goofy fairy tales. Like, what about Jesus' narrative have you experienced in your own personal life that validates it? Where you're like, no, it's obviously true because of, you know, XYZ. It just doesn't work that way. It's Jesus, religion, like the main aspect of religion is faith because there's no reality. You have to have faith in order to be religious, and faith is a lack of truth. Faith is a lack of evidence. Right, no proof whatsoever. Like literally, you would think this control scheme that's been around forever and manipulates so much, that the backbone of so many wars, the violation of children being overlooked everywhere. Like there's so many so much proof in the negativity. You would think that there would be a list of things longer than my schnoz proving this thing is real. Oh yeah, well, I know it's hard to believe, but there's this, and this is undeniable. So you would think it would be like that, but they're just stupid. Look at this comment, right? This sums it all up. This dumbass, in response to what I'm saying, whole life has been transformed by the blood of the lamb. What a dumbass. Like I say, they can't even have real normal conversations. In order to be a Christian, you have to sound like you're a fucking psychopath. It, it's just embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing how fucking stupid these guys are. And to think that they have the same access to life that we do. They have the same, you know, they get to vote. If voting actually mattered, to think that people who believe in fucking fairy tales like that get to vote or be in some sort of position of power, office, whatever. Like, it's terrifying. I'm not saying I trust our own government either. These data centers that they're being built, really to bring the digital idea. I don't think they're data centers, to be honest with you. I think they're detention centers. I don't think suddenly, just at the same time that we're signing over our military to be a part of Israel's military, that you know all this Trump bullshit, the bunker he's having built. Like, why do you think he's having a bunker built like that? Like, all this shit is happening, and what's weird, and this is something that I unless you're in the goofy world that I'm in, like the card world, either sports cards or Pokemon or anything like that. The fact that the two major grading companies have closed their doors to new cards. They're supposedly too busy to be able to handle the workload, so they're shutting their doors. That's scary to me, right? That's scary. You know, these companies are giving up money, millions, millions and millions of dollars. It gets wild, right? It's wild. But I don't think that all this is just happening coincidentally and suddenly our computer network needs all these data centers just piled up everywhere. And one of the key contributing factors to my paranoia is the idea that China is building their data centers out at sea, which is so much more efficient, so much, you know.
Kill all the sea life.
It's not. They don't. It's not. They don't do that. They.
All of the data being by whatever waves, bullshit. It's gonna affect shit.
It doesn't poison the ground, and it doesn't. They have the water that's necessary, so they don't have to drain all the fucking fresh water supply.
People are getting sick from the frequencies living near power towers. What makes you think that it's not going to affect marine life having a power tower in the middle of the ocean?
If it's going to affect things, I'd rather it affect things like that than us. But again, but China is doing that, not taking up land. Like, those aren't going to be detention centers, right? You're not going to take people out to sea. I don't know. I don't buy it. 2029 coming up, some scary shit. You know, the 30s aspect of things. Like, if you look at the 100-year cycle and you look at the narrative we're given, not saying I necessarily believe it, but the narrative we're given, every 100 years in the 30s, it's pretty tumultuous here in our lifetime. Obviously, last time it was the in the 1930s. They're doing the destruction events, like, disguising the destruction campaigns with World War bullshit. But like, it's shocking. I spent yesterday looking at videos of, the oldest videos you can find of any given region, and most of those are from right around the 1900, right? And you see it, like, over and over, like, whether it's China, whether it's San Francisco, whether it's New York, it all looks the same. It all looks the same everywhere. All these very similar looking, well, similar but unique skyscrapers everywhere. Obviously something crazy was going down in the 20s and the 30s. And sort of a reset event took place. And, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I really can't sit here and give you, like, my wife yesterday told me, she's part of this thing, and that they do classes, presentations where, they teach things to people who want to go to it. And she was like, you need to put together, so you can do like a 45-minute presentation on whether reset or, I can't do the Friars Are the Bad Guys presentation, but which is stupid, right? Because, if I'm doing the Friars Are the Bad Guys presentation, that leaves me open to being wrong. There might be a whole bunch of other people that think the way I do, and, if you can show me how I'm wrong, then you show those people as well, like, whatever. But I've been doing this for such a long time, and I've run into so much interference, and I mean, even my own wife, who is bombarded with this shit all the time. Like, I'm always like, hey, check this out, check this out, check this out. She doesn't believe it when I tell her things. Like, I have to show her that the thing is the thing, even though should have, like, you know, pretty excellent credibility in the situation, because the situation itself is so just unbelievable. Even with the years and years of information that have been given, there's still a wall. There's always that wall. And I you know, and I think about like, especially the Naomi Elkins situation. That really opened my eyes to this, and how unbelievably difficult this whole thing really is to try to get through. Like, I tried to do Naomi Elkins smoking gun video, right? And show that the Naomi Elkins story is the smoking gun. If you just look at it as a whole, as a big picture, it's almost impossible to see it as anything other. But when I went to try to do it, what are you doing in our plant? You fucking squirrel. When I tried to do it and just present it, I tried to think about it from the perspective of somebody who doesn't know these things. You know, somebody I'm trying to... Oh, good morning, Nick. Well, you got the TV and the video and all that started. Couldn't say good morning, though. Scooch.
Morning, dear. You know how
morning, buddy.
Did you sleep good?
I slept well, thank you. How about you? Good. You ready to work your ass off today? Margin for error. You guessed it. But trying to present things, like I said, I tried to look at it from the perspective of somebody Elkins narrative. Like, you have to have a good base to be able to understand it, and most people don't. So to just explain the Naomi Elkins story, like, I had to go into all these different pieces. You can't just say that Naomi Elkins is proof that there's a Friar Themish conspiracy, and they're a pedophile cult organization, and they practice ritual murder and ritual sacrifice and ritual this, ritual that, and it's all really obvious, actually, but
Thank you.
But unless you know the pieces, it's really hard to see it. It looks like a really awful story. They've done a good job. In theory, they've done a good job of hiding it. So, looking at it from that perspective, okay, how do I do this? How do I do I have a big nose and a goofy hat and little dreidels coming down from my hair? Is that what you mean, looking like a kidnapper? Am I rubbing my hands together? Yeah. Is that what you mean by looking like a kidnapper? But that, even like my feed, people come to this feed and they go, "What the fuck is this? I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a feed where, this level of interference is there, and like the amount of it, and then the quality of it's completely different. There's a lot of it, but it's really shitty quality. Like, I have, Mexican weed trolls. It's not chronic. They're not chronic. Not expensive, good crap. It's just full of seeds and stems and shit. This is the cheapest, cheesiest fucking troll system. But to explain what's happening, especially if you're somebody that watches other truthers and you believe other people, and Ian Carroll and Stu Peters, and these guys are telling the truth, and they are in a lot of cases. That's how you have controlled opposition. Controlled opposition has to tell the truth in a lot of what they say, in most of what they say. The thing about controlled opposition is controlled opposition, they lead you in the wrong direction. And they do that using the information that's available. And you see with Ian Carroll, and they all seem like they're reading from the same script. And there's a reason for it. But to even try to explain what's happening on my feed, you're seeing something you never see. I was watching Rathbone's, one of my Rathbone's latest videos, and you can see his chat in the way he has the screen set up. You can see the chat in the side of it, and there's nothing. There might be an occasional shit talk, but there's nothing like this. And to somebody who's never seen this before, and who, is already skeptical of everything and blah, 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 it'd be really hard to explain it. And so in order to do so, you have to backtrack. You have to explain this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece to make it make sense we're up against an insane amount of programming. Trying to break through people's religious and patriotic and all that shit programming, that's almost impossible. This is not an easy task. I'm not just going to say something that goes against everything you've been programmed to believe and you've accepted and whatever, America kind of shit. And I'm just going to say it, and you're going to go, oh, okay, well, you said something different, so that must be it. That's not how things work. Strangely enough, people that already believe in fucking insane fairy tales, like Jesus, are the ones that will constantly be like, what's your proof? What's your proof? Like, dude, you don't require proof in your belief structure. Why are you requiring it from me? But to provide that, you have to go back. You have to answer people's objections before they have them. And that's really difficult to do. Yeah, that's me. The big old Trump lover and supporter. See what I mean? Like the stupidity that I deal with. It's just so unique and strange. And, people, the reason why I even point it out is not because I give a shit. It doesn't bother me or anything. It's because it's evidence of what I'm talking about. This is actually evidence of something else going on. It just depends on what you're comfortable acknowledging. And so many people are you've already been so pre-programmed with patriotism and that's funny, and religious bullshit and all that. Like it's a very cool fight. And of course there's I get all these fake profiles that come through here and say just the dumbest shit, but it's because they can't say anything else. If they could, if people could wreck me, if I was wrong about anything, they would just say it. They would do to me what I do to them, what I do to the system. Don't be don't be like coy about it or vague or like secretive, and just Just point out what's wrong. That's literally all you have to do. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be, it's definitely not a pissing contest. I'm not in a pissing contest with anybody. I'm not worried about your tiny little penis. But, to me, it's like there's no benefit. Everything I do is hinders me. It works against me. So, more than anything, I'd love to be wrong. At the end of the day, I would love to be wrong about all of it. I'd love to be just another dumbass who thinks the Jewish guy is going to come save us. He's going to come save us. He's our savior. Trump is a good guy. Trump is the best president ever. I'd love to believe that shit. I don't want to be the guy that loses sleep over things. I don't want to be the guy that isolates myself and my family and everything like that. Because we're the bad guys. We're the conspiracy theorists. But I just can't, I can't figure out why you believe what you believe, or why you accept what you accept. And apparently neither can you. You just do it, but you don't know why. It's strange that asking people why they believe what they believe is such a negative thing, brings out such negativity in people. If you're pushing a narrative and I give you the opportunity to explain it and push said narrative, why aren't you grateful? You have the opportunity to prove me wrong, prove the system wrong, prove whatever. You would think you would jump at that. You would think it wouldn't be so difficult, like pulling teeth, trying to get people to explain why they believe in Jesus. You fucking believe it, so it's your beliefs. Nobody's forcing you to believe it, so why do you believe it? And yet, like I say, it always ends up being some sort of pissing contest, some sort of dumb bullshit. Look at my feed right now. What's up, man? Yeah, you sure can. You and your boys can come run a train, because that makes sense. God damn, how difficult to unravel. There we go. That should, that's not it either. God damn. Oh, man. He takes the time. He counts it out. There's it up. That's real money. Sorry. I'm trying to get this cord. I should have done this before I went live. I didn't. I did. The obsession with me is something that I'm, it ends up being I have, it's like multiple missions here trying to figure out. Each thing is another piece of the thing itself, but still, it's just, wow, why is this so fucked up? This is so fucked up. I think I got it now. Marching forever. You guessed it, death. I don't even know what that song is. I've never even heard that song before. It's just that LJ's radio. See, that's what I mean. If imagine if a guy like LJ helped a motherfucker out, you know, shared a song that was about, instead of it being the Margin for Error song, he did the math just isn't mathing, so you're lying. The system we're up against is a well-oiled machine, and the only way to defeat it is to be an even better, an even more well-oiled machine. Oh shit! Did I not turn that on? I think I had that on. Oh shit. So why isn't that working? Oh, damn it. You know what? I don't think the cord was bad. I think the breaker tripped and we forgot to check it. It just had that little nick in it. Just put some tape over it. And
The thing was coming through.
right. And you just put some tape on it. Oh man, that's fucking dumb. Healthy treatment. Why not say that, guys? Oh wait. Right. And that's literally what it comes down to. Like, look at what we're dealing with. Does it make sense that the guy whose stated purpose is to kill the pedos? Right? The guy that thinks we should kill pedos is the guy that gets the interference? Does that even make sense? What the fuck? Why isn't this working? Oh, fuck. No. That's not working. This side will work. No, that's not working either. I am super confused here. Nope, that's not working. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on here. What the fuck? You know what? No. Maybe it's the breaker downstairs? No, because that would work. I am super confused. So you know what I'm going to do? Oh shit. Oh shit. That's a pretty bad beehive right there. I don't even know how to get at that one. We need to get everybody's favorite fucking thing to talk about, the wasp spray. We need to Get that out and start moving, grooving, vibing, sliding. That's not gonna work either, goddamn it. Alright, well, this is just what we're gonna deal with for right now. Wife's gonna be upset, but that's how that works sometimes. Definitely gotta go. I only gotta take care of that beehive. Especially since they love my tea. So she's gonna be pissed, but whatever. She's always pissed. Ooh, dumb cat. Get him cuffed. I can't go outside. Thing's not working. I don't know what's wrong. And there's a fucking big ass beehive right. Like it's weird. It's like so right below the corner of the window right there.
Yeah.
And then up. I don't know how we're even gonna get that one. It's like in the concrete.
You better fucking spray the shit out of it tonight.
Yeah. I think we need to buy another wasp spray because you know me, I'm always smoking it. Here, can you hold this for a minute? My dear forever. So you guys know that you're
Oh,
gonna be
my
back
goodness.
to play any games today.
I am. Kitty! Every time I walk by him, he attacks my foot. Oh my goodness. Cats are so much fun. So much fun. Oh my god, that's disgusting. Kitties. I don't know which y'all were talking about. That was in a different room altogether. So. Oh my god. Oh, here.
You probably want to get this done before 11. Margin for error. You guessed it, death.
So the cord's not working at all?
The cord worked, yeah, the cord, but the outlet seems to be, something's wrong with it. I don't know. Mm-hmm. No, I forgot to turn it on. Margin for error. Do. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? Ding-a-ling. Snow is glistening. I wonder if Israel knows that its arrogance will only guarantee their demise and rough exit from this. I'm really confused about that. Like they seem like their goal is to make themselves the most hated, vile people of all time. And, like the more you do that, the less your victim mentality, your victim game is going to work. So, like that's I don't really get it. But I think it's run its course. I think that's really what's going on. They only know how to exist as themselves. So to make yourself compassionate and good and like they just don't know how to do that. It's not written into their belief structure. If you walk around saying that my people are chosen by God, we're born special, like you can't like separate that from the belief. You can't say, you know what, I don't believe in supremacy. I don't believe in pedophilia. I don't believe in but I am one of these people. It doesn't work that way. And you see that like repeatedly. You know, the smart person would say, hey, we can't let Netanyahu be on TV and say anything. He keeps making things as obvious as possible. But, you know, like I've been saying, they hide the worst thing behind the really bad thing. So I think they know that we've caught up. We know about Metitza B'Peh. We know about Mishnah Nada. We know, well, some of us know about soul crashing, but it's starting to spread. It's starting to get out. And so, you know, the last ditch effort is to be like, oh yeah, well look, we're committing genocide. Focus on the genocide. You know, the genocide buys them a few more, years. I don't know. But they don't know how to be anything other than arrogant, smug pieces of shit. And again, it's like written into their thing. You'll never be able to separate. Like, they can't stop. They can't be like, oh, we're going to be friars, but we're going to eliminate Metitza B'Peh because it really gross and it's frowned upon by the Goyim all over. So we're going to outlaw Metitza B'Peh. Then you can't have Judaism, right? You know, they are intertwined. You know, how else are they going to get their connection with Abraham? The connection with Abraham is paramount. This is how this works. We have to see this for what it really is. And I don't know. I think we are. There are more people like me out there than we realize, and that's because we don't see them. You accidentally stumbled across me, Matt. What do you think the chances of you accidentally stumbling across another one of me are? How long did it take you to do that? How many years were you looking through, watching Truth After Truth or Truther After Truther going, this guy's good, but there's just something just. They do a very good job of keeping us minimized. I have 0 viewers and 3 likes. Because that makes sense, doesn't it? We are going to do a spring cleaning today in my house. We're attacking the basement. Yesterday, I put my foot down. I said, we have to attack the basement today. Just can't keep going like this. So, I have a busy day ahead of me, and censorship's no fun. So, I mean, it's so obviously, decidedly different when they're doing this as opposed to 0 viewers, I never left. There you go. That should tell people something. So that's one person that's saying, wait, I'm here. We know Matt's here. We know bitch ass Ken is here. So that's 3 people. Like, you know, Mm-mm. Like, what's going on? It, it, it's like you know, you see it, you just don't like what it means, the implications of it. So you try to find other ways around it. You know, I showed my wife the video from yesterday, the 1906 earthquake, San Francisco, before and after, and it's like these blocks are in the way, right? Where for whatever reason, like my wife is one of the smartest people I know, but yet when it comes to challenging certain elements of things, it's just too much. She just sort of shuts down. And you know, like everybody that looks at that 1906 video from yesterday should go, wait, what? What are you talking about? And that they have this video 4 days before the big earthquake that happened. The earthquake that doesn't look like an earthquake. And she was like, what do you know? Look at the dam. I was like, look at the damage, look at the damage. And she was like, no, look at the Venezuela earthquake or whatever, the one that just happened. South America. That she has a friend there, and the friend was posting pictures. And she's like, no, it looks similar. And I'm like, you know, she showed me the pictures, and I'm like, look, no, you can see that those were houses. You can see that the house collapsed. The roof is there, whatever. But with the San Francisco one, it looks like rubble. I mean, it looks like the end of a bombing campaign. If I showed you San Francisco post 1906 earthquake, and then showed you pictures of Germany or you know London or whatever during World War II after one of the bombing campaigns, you're not going to be able to discern which one is which. You're not going to say, oh, clearly that one is from the earthquake and that one is from the bombing campaign. Multiple buildings in the earthquake video are nearly like are cut at a slant that starts at the same height, ends at the same height, and like there's something else that went on there. And I just don't understand the hesitation. Like, what do you have invested in it? What part of you is like, you know, you'll lose money, or you know, your life will be negatively affected if you don't believe the earth is a ball. It's amazing how it is people to question things. Now, these are the same people that tell you that just don't even like make the like. You believe that in 1969 we could go to the moon with technology less than, you know, the technology that was supposedly in the lunar lander was less advanced than a modern day calculator. Like, you know, there's a common sense element to this that seems to always be missing. If we went to the moon in 1969, by 2026, there would be, you know, day-long moon vacations and shit. They would have absolutely figured out a way to monetize it. You'd have vacations on the moon and all that shit. Or vacations out in space. They've been talking about having the hotels, you know, the space hotels in lower Earth orbit, where you can go spend the weekend floating around, looking out the window at the Earth, out your window and all. They've been advertising that shit for decades. We are only a few years away from that. We've been only a few years away from that for decades. Like you have no reason to continue to believe and support the official narrative. They have been caught lying to us so many fucking times. Hey, whatever happened with Katy Perry and, you know, the Gayle King and all them? When they went up in space and they did that girls in space fucking thing, and you know, like they show us a lander coming down that is not the lander that ends up being on the ground. And then Bezos walks up, and it's supposed to be something where you can't open it from the inside, but Bezos just walks up and opens it. Or Bezos goes to walk up to open it, and they open it from the inside. And they have to close the door real quick because they forgot.
Yep, we can usually get you insane or next day if you need us.
That story was, you know, it was everywhere until the guys started pulling it apart, and then it would just disappear. Remember the astronauts that were trapped in space, trapped up in the space station for like 9 months? What food supplies were they eating for 9 months? You think they have, you know, spare years worth of food up in the fucking space station? Do you know that the space station has a finite amount of space, right? It's not like it's an endless fucking Walmart floating up there. And yet they continued to say that they said that they were eating fresh produce for like the first 3 months of it or some shit. How? And then they said that I mean, I don't know why they were trapped. If they were able to get supply ships up there, for them to not be able to leave just seems confusing. But apparently they get into this teardrop shaped thing, and then it's connected to the thing so they can get into it. You know, it's got the vacuum sealed door so they can get into it. And then once it's all sealed up, it lets go, it drops. I don't know. I mean, there should be footage of it, right? We have the cameras all over. But it drops. And then apparently 17 and a half hours for it to... It's a big old metal teardrop shaped thing. Now, as always, again, you're not supposed to think about this, but it's falling at what would be a free fall speed, which is like 383 miles per hour or some shit, isn't it? What free fall speed is. And then at some point, parachutes are deployed. Do you know that the kinetic fucking energy, the amount of damage that would be done to the human body that's falling 380 some miles per hour, then suddenly the parachutes pop and it boom, it does one of those. Like, do you see what happens when somebody is skydiving and they rip their parachute and it does that yank? Ouch. Like, for you to be somebody that doesn't acknowledge or even think about those things, you're telling me all I need to know. You start talking shit or stupid. Okay, well, explain it.
What about the gas line?
I'm still looking for a source for that. I need to know what year the house was built. Even in the original features.
Fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, if you're not somebody that questions, that sees the pictures of the World's Fair, and you don't have questions, like, that's phenomenal to me. Not only, like, they tell you, oh, it's just temporary plaster and you know, like a mache type of a thing built to be destroyed, other than the few buildings that were also happen to be built and then still exist to this day. Those ones were built to span the test of time, but the other ones, oh, those were all mache. Those were all plaster. and you know, the whole setup, the whole engineering of it, the lighting up of the place, all that shit is just the people that are there, just the people that are there should make you ask questions. 100,000 people per day coming through. Where did all these people come from? All these people are riding horses and carriages to come to the World's Fair, where they then what? Park their horse and carriage in the parking lot and then go spend the day walking through this place in their fucking Sunday best with their big long beautiful dresses and their full suits and in top hats and all. Everybody looks clean. In a time where we didn't have plumbing, where people weren't showering daily, all the women have beautiful, font style haircuts, and it looks all shiny and clean. Like, how did you feed all those people? Where did the food come from to feed all of those people? What logistical setup was in place? Margin for error, you guessed it, death.
That's what they wanted to go to.
And the idea that somebody asking these questions bothers you so much is such a strange thing. Like, I would never be upset at somebody asking me questions about a narrative that I'm presenting. Right? I mean, it's just stupid. Don't ask those questions. Can you answer those questions? No, but don't ask them. Like, what? It's weird. It's fucking weird. I never seen any Sandy cans at a World's Fair. Where did they shit? Great point. I mean, the just like that San Francisco image. We're talking about a time when there are. I mean, the World's Fairs are even before that. The World's Fairs are 1800s. Let's see something here. Because I think I have an idea that, when I built the Model T and shit. Thank you, sir.
Like, subscribe, and comment your user below. Then join the Discord to know.
Let's check it out. Henry Ford. Henry Ford, born in 1863, died in 1947. Okay. I bet his bio's fucked up, right? Because Henry Ford wanted to talk about the Jews so much, but nobody would allow him to. So he ends up buying a news publication just so he can publish his own articles about the Jewish, overlords. Like, a lot of the shit I'm saying, this is what Henry Ford was saying. Now, do I believe in Henry Ford? Fuck no. Fuck no, this guy didn't fucking just invent everything. And in 1911, he was awarded a patent for the transmission mechanism that would be used for Ford Model Ts and other automobiles. Super confusing. Let's July 30th, 1863, April 7th, 1947, was an American industrialist and business magnate. He was a business magnate. As the founder of the Ford Motor Company, he is credited as a pioneer in making automobiles affordable for middle-class Americans through the system that came to be known as Fordism. 1911, blah, 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 blah. All right, let's see here. I'm a little confused. He was president of the Ford Motor Company from 1906 to 1919. Ford was born in a farmhouse in Greenfield Township, Michigan, and left home at the age of 16 to find work in Detroit, because, you know, that's what you did. Just left home, slept in what? Slept where? Like, Michigan is so difficult to be homeless in. And that's nowadays, with all the abandoned buildings and shit that you can live in. Back then, well, I mean, again, according to the pictorial evidence, the major cities were major cities back then. So maybe there was places for just ruffians to sleep and shit. But he left work at he left home at 16. So where did his education come from? Where did his ability, his engineering acclimate come from? Let's find out. It was a few years before this time that Ford was first experienced automobiles. And throughout the latter half of the 1880s, he began repairing and later constructing engines. And through the 1890s, worked with a division of Edison Electric. He founded the Ford Motor Company in 1903 after prior failures in business, but was successful in constructing automobiles. See, I'm super confused because I thought like the Ford Model T was basically the first automobile. I'm really confused. The introduction of the Ford Model T vehicle in 1908 is credited with having revolutionized both transportation and American industry. As the sole owner of the Ford Motor Company, Ford became one of the wealthiest people in the world. He was also among the pioneers of the 5-day work week. Ford believed that consumerism could help to bring about world peace. His commitment to systematically lowering costs resulted in many technical and business innovations, including a franchise system, which allowed for car dealerships throughout North America and major cities on 6 continents. Ford was known for his pacifism during the first years of World War I, although during the war, his company became a major supplier of weapons. I love how so many of these history lessons are like, this person did this, this, and this, this, and this. Like, even the Bible. However, completely the opposite is also possibly true. Or none of it happened at all. We're not really sure. Like, he's a pacifist, but he's supplying weapons. He promoted the League of Nations. Period. In the 1920s, Ford promoted anti-Semitism through his newspaper, the Dearborn Independent, and the book, The International Jew. He opposed his country's entry into World War II and served for a time on the board of the America First Committee. Wait, isn't that what it is now? After his son Edsel died in 1943, Ford resumed control of the company, but was too frail to make decisions and quickly came under control of several of his subordinates. He turned over the company to his grandson, Henry Ford II, in 1945. Upon his death in 1947, he left most of his wealth to the Ford Foundation and control of the company to his family. Look at this. They actually have a whole section dedicated to anti-Semitism and the Dearborn Independent. Main art, Dearborn Independent and the International Jew. A Ford publication, the International Jew, the world's foremost problem. Articles from the Dearborn Independent, 1920. The International Jew, the world's foremost problem. Wow, that's interesting. You never really heard about this when you grew up. Ford was a conspiracy theorist. So this guy is a super fucking genius who revolutionizes the world, right? Like industry, manufacturing, our ability to travel, like interstate, like everything stems from this guy. And yet he was a crazy conspiracy theorist because on this one subject, he didn't go with the narrative. Isn't that convenient? Conspiracy theorists who drew on a long tradition of false allegations against Jews. Why? Why? Was just like Hitler? A Jew was mean to him growing up, so... Ford, what's up, Cece? Ford claimed that Jewish internationalism posed a threat to... Oh, wait, hang on. Cece always gives me the fucking... the inspiration. Where do we start today? Let's start with the best one. Jesus is our salvation. Duh. Yep. Jesus is your salvation, has been forever, still hasn't shown up. But yep, just keep believing he's going to. You're like that poor kid whose dad is supposed to pick him up for the, for the weekend. So he's sitting by the window waiting for his dad. Waiting for his dad. And waiting for his dad. And his mom's like, come on, let's eat. If he shows up, mom knows he's not showing up. Come on, you can go back to sitting down later. No, I'm going to stay here, Mom. He's coming. He's coming, I swear. He's coming, Mom. Interesting, guy. Ford claimed that the Jewish internationalism posed a threat to traditional American values, which he deeply believed were at risk in the modern world. Boy, was he wrong, huh? Huh. Yeah, today in 2026, there's nothing you can say that would even slightly point to the idea that there's some sort of Jewish conspiracy that keeps everyone down. Ford, a crazy conspiracy theorist. Part of his racist and anti-Semitic legacy, they're not a race. Can't be racist when it's not a race. Includes the funding of square dancing in American schools because he hated jazz and associated its creation with Jewish people. What? The very first thing that's mentioned in Ford's campaign against the Jewish people, his anti-Semitism campaign, was that he was funding a program to bring square dancing into the schools because he hated jazz, which is only associated with black people. Because it was created by Jews. Like, what? What the actual fuck? Todd God said bet. Thus, AI believes in Jesus. Good old Todd God. Wow. Like, this is why it's always so funny to look into these things and see. Like, this is the Henry Ford page is completely locked up. Nobody can edit this. Even though nobody can edit unless they want them to, but... Like, this is the narrative. They're like, all right, we got to present Henry Ford, one of the supposedly greatest men to ever exist. We got to make him look bad, so how are we going to do it? Oh, well, let's talk about how he funded square dancing in the schools. Get the fuck out of here. This is so goofy. In 1920, Ford wrote, if fans wish to know the trouble with American baseball, they have it in 3 words. Too much Friar. I mean, again, this is when you have your Hank Greenbergs and your Sandy Koufaxes and shit. Back when blacks weren't allowed to play and it was a completely controlled narrative. I mean, baseball in itself doesn't make much sense. You look at the oldest pictures of baseball, like who came up with it? How did it all work? You know, kind of weird. But to think they were playing baseball in these fucking giant, heavy ass wool uniforms, long sleeves, long. Why? What the fuck are we talking about? But just like with boxing, the only time you have an era where Jewish people were the stars, were the best at it, supposedly is before there was any footage of it, even though we have lots of cameras from back then. And you know, black people weren't allowed to play. But he's saying, you know, they were fucking up baseball like they do now. In 1918, Ford purchased his hometown newspaper, the Dearborn Independent, which means, like, you know, what could the readership have been back then? This local nothing newspaper. If it wasn't made into a big deal, it would have been a nothing. Nobody was subscribed to the Dearborn Independent in California and shit. In early 1920, Ford procured a copy of the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, an infamously famous fabricated text. The Protocols of Zion literally talk about the same thing. It's amazing how the same thing has been said about them forever, and you see nothing but evidence to support it, and yet the same argument is given over and over, and that it's just fake. Well, it's just fake. Well, why did they make it? Because it's fake. Well, what's fake about it? It's fake. Well, what about all the shit inside that kind of makes sense and matches with the way the world works? Well, it's because it's fake. He instructed the editors at the Independent to adapt the material in the Protocols of Zion to appeal to American audiences. Later in 1920, Ford's paper began publishing a series of articles in the paper claiming a vast Jewish conspiracy was affecting America. Again, this brilliant man, everything else he touches is gold, but this one thing, nope. He's just wrong. With all of his inside information and all of the access to the closed doors that he's had throughout his life, and the power that he has in his community, or in society, when it comes to this one thing, he is just wrong. That's how that works, right? Oh, the series ran in 91 issues. Huh?
Happy slappy grandpappy.
What?
Happy slappy grandpa.
What do you want?
What's on?
Oh, there's no way you're done.
I'm not done.
Okay, this is tipped over because you guys want it to leak.
I didn't do the bottom.
I mean, dude, it's not good.
It took me 19 minutes.
Yeah, it needs to take a lot more time than that. You got to take this and go over all these areas. See how it's cleaner now that I've done that? Oh, you're gonna pretend like you can't see it again? Okay, so right here.
Right? Still there.
It's coming up. And then down here, look. Okay? No, you don't see that that's gone. Okay, well, all over. You gotta go through all of it, man. You gotta go through all of it, all the way around. You have to do the bottom. You have to do all in the cracks. Drag your finger in all of the cracks. And it's got.
I've already done all those.
Yeah, you need to do a better job, though. This should take you at least, an hour to do a good job, not 19 minutes. Oh, yeah. Every Ford dealership nationwide was required to carry the paper and distribute it to its customers. Man, for something that was false and fake and all that, he sure seemed to want it, spend a lot of money to do that. Again, this is a guy who, was fiercely American, fiercely proud to be American, fiercely pushing American propaganda and unity and all that stuff. Everything about him was good. Everything about him was righteous. But this one piece, in this one piece, he's just fucking wrong. For no reason. He's just wrong. Why do you think that, how are you stupid enough to go with that? Are you stupid enough to say, yeah, that fucking actually makes a lot more sense when you think about it? Wasn't expecting to do this. One viewer, 5 likes. Totally makes sense, doesn't it? Entitled The International Jew, the World's Foremost Problem, which was translated into multiple languages and distributed across the US and Europe, selling more than 500,000 copies. Somehow, all of these fucking crazy conspiracy theory people just, they understood. This resonated with all of these people for some reason, just because they just didn't want to like them. There's no truth to any of it. People were just jealous. They're just jealous. Henry Ford was just jealous of the Jewish people. That's all it was. Stupid Henry Ford.
Eminem is a candy rapper, Dapper Dan the man. Manufactured like the clapper, an aborted bastard plan. He's laughter from a can. The last to understand, he works for the masters. He's a pastor to the stands.
The International Jew blamed nearly all the troubles it saw in American society on Jews. The Independent ran under Ford's ownership until it was closed in 1927, with around 700,000 readers of his newspaper. Ford emerged as a spokesman for the right-wing extremism and religious prejudice. Yep, that's all it is. What do you think of those new discoveries are underneath the pyramid and what you're hiding them? Also, what about the huge void they talked about years ago that ignored? Okay, so I don't know about the huge void that you're talking about, but I do know about the discovery. And I thought it's funny that you bring this up. So, right when Israel was... I can't remember actually which specific thing was happening, but they were escalating their genocide in a very extreme and obvious way. And at that time, suddenly this story comes out that some time before, it wasn't like it just happened, but that using radar scanning, they can see that below the pyramids going down thousands of feet are these spires, these spiral like corridors or pillars or whatever. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, you did not do it in 5 minutes. Nathan, did you see how long it took me to wipe that one spot? You actually have to scrub on it. It's not just wipe over it. Nathan, you're not done yet. Okay, so if I find it again and I can find anything, you're going to sit here and you're not going to bug me. You're going to go over it over and over again till it's clean.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
I wiped so much with them cold in the rack.
Yeah.
I just wiped down all the cracks.
Yep.
There's all gonna be.
Okay, there's not. All right, so right here. Okay, look. Right there, okay? There it goes, right away. It just disappeared.
There was nothing.
Yes, there was. There, right there.
Those black dots are still there then.
No, it's not the black dots, dude. The fact that you pretend that you don't see this, I have old man eyes and I can see it. You see how it's right there? Yeah. You didn't do this. I know you didn't take your finger and go up and down, over and over on every single spot.
I peeled off skin.
You peeled off skin.
Yeah, because I didn't realize.
Okay, so look.
Nope.
Yeah? Dude, I'm not gonna. So you're just gonna keep denying that you can see it, right? That's all that'll happen. You're not gonna say, oh, you're right, Dad, I can see that that's what's happening. You'll just deny that you see any of it.
Proof I wiped all of it. This is
Look,
all-
okay, I just wiped some more off. Okay? Yeah, you're not doing the, okay, look, here we go. See all of this? See, it comes off. You just have to go over all of it. Nathan, okay, you can keep saying the same thing, but I'm showing you that what you're saying, see how dirty it is? Okay, oh, look, it comes off. So that's what needs to be done everywhere. So now you're not gonna keep bugging me. You're not gonna talk to me in 5 minutes and say, look, I did a good job. You have to go over everything. If you did not do it well. Obviously.
But I did.
So it just got dirty again in the 2 seconds.
I did it perfectly. But
I'm not that you didn't. It's we're not talking about perfectly. We're talking about doing a good job. Like I told you, I know what you're saying that you went over it. You did not do a good. You clearly did not.
Clearly did. Were you
How-
here to see me?
Nathan,
Were
I
you
can
here
see
to
the
see?
evidence of the job that
Were
you
in
did.
here to see me?
I can see the evidence of the job that you
Were
did.
you in here to see me? What I
Nathan, this is a moot point. Whether I was in here or not, I can see the work that you did. That's like me saying, I made you food. And you're going, well, where's the food? And I go, well, did you see me make it? I made it. It's right there. It was right there. And you're like, but where? I can't eat it. And I'm going, yeah, well, I made it. Dad, clearly you didn't make food. No, did you see me? I'm telling you, I made it. Did you see me? You did not do a good job, and you need to do a better
I'm doing a good job.
Okay, so why aren't you saying I did a good job?
I said
Are you supposed to do a mediocre job or a good job?
a good job, but what I was saying is I scrubbed. Yes.
Nathan, I'm not arguing that fact. I'm saying clearly you did it, but you didn't do a very good job at it. And you keep saying, no, I did. Did you see me?
That's not what I said. It said
Nathan,
I scrubbed.
if you scrubbed it, it would not be there.
I did though.
So what's the difference? Do I have magical scrub abilities?
No, Dad. But
So what's the difference?
I scrubbed, but I didn't do a good job.
Okay, that was so now you're literally saying the same thing I'm saying and have been saying. So what is the point of arguing?
Denied me at the start. You're saying I didn't scrub every so often.
Is that what I said, Nate or Nick?
I am not paying
Nick,
attention.
okay. Yeah, you can hear us. So, did I say anything about you not doing it or that you didn't do a good job? Clearly, you did not do a good job is what I've said over and over again.
But you've also been saying I didn't scrub, and you said,
Oh my God, Nathan. You clearly did not do it. If you're saying you scrubbed it, but it didn't come clean.
Now. I said I did scrub it. You just said you clearly did not.
I guess my definition of scrubbing something means it's clean afterwards. So I guess when you scrub things, they don't get clean, but you still did it. That's how that works, right?
Right? This is scrubbing.
Not good enough. I'm not going to say that you did something when the results aren't there. You can pretend like you did it. More than likely you wiped it down, but you didn't scrub it or else it would be clean.
I did. I just didn't get all of it.
Why not?
I don't
This
know.
is the second time you brought me down here to show me that you didn't do a good job. You're literally saying, yeah, I did it, but I didn't do a good job.
I've been doing a good
I
job.
did it, but I didn't do a good job.
I have been doing a good job.
If you had been doing a good job, then there would be like one spot that I was being a nitpick about. But when you look at the whole thing, there's plenty of it. The fact that if you worked as hard as you're working to argue with me, it would be done.
If you could see what I see. Remember, you have old man eyes, right?
Right, and I can see it. So with old man eyes, I can see it. How come with young man eyes, you seemingly can't see it?
Yes, I did. This is white. This is white. This is white. All the parts where I scrubbed are white.
So then you just didn't scrub everything?
Oh, I didn't scrub everything. Some parts are dark.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
I need
okay,
to do
so
yes, I
if
need to do a
if
better
you did
job
do
on that.
everything, then why are you telling me to come down and look?
Let me finish. I said I scrubbed.
You're wasting my time. I am not going to sit here and let you try to explain to me why you keep bringing me down when you're saying I didn't do a good job.
I did, but not a good enough.
Which is the whole fucking point, correct?
Point was you were saying I didn't scrub.
Oh my God, I did not say that you. Oh my God, dude. This is. So now you're playing semantics. You want me to say that you did a good job, but you didn't do a good job. Is that going to make you feel better? Obviously, Nathan, you scrubbed a really whole bunch of it, but you just didn't.
I scrubbed. Now,
Nathan,
you will let me
Nathan,
finish what I'm
stop
trying to
wasting
say.
time and bringing me downstairs.
If I was wasting your
Stop
time,
wasting my time and bringing me downstairs to show me a job that you. Has Nick told me one time he's done yet?
Oh, because he has a lot more to do and he knows he's not done. I can see. Okay, I scrubbed the parts. Some parts are dark. I need to
Nathan,
let me
what
finish.
are. No, I am not gonna. Why are you bringing me down to see a half-ass job?
It's not a half-assed job.
It is if you're saying I didn't do a. Seriously? You're just arguing to argue, and I'm just gonna get pissed and take
I'm
something.
saying I missed the spot.
Oh, you missed the spot. Now it's that you missed the spot.
Look, if you let me finish, I can explain. I scrubbed everything, yes. Some parts are darker. I need to do a better job on that.
That's the point.
That's what I was trying to say.
So you brought me down to see. You brought me down to see that you did some of it a good job, even though you're telling me, no, I did it all, I did a good job. You literally told me that you did a good job.
When you came down here and showed
Oh
me,
my God.
let me finish.
No, dude, this is
If
ridiculous.
you're not gonna let me finish, then why are we even still talking?
I've tried to get away from this for a while now.
Just go upstairs.
Seriously, you are the kid here. You need to stop showing off because you know the camera's on. You're being really disrespectful now. Why would you bring me downstairs to see a job that's not done?
I thought it was done.
Why?
Let me finish.
Obviously, if you didn't do how about you've been told time and time again, you can't do a good job in 19 minutes.
Yes, I thought it was done.
Because you didn't.
Let me finish.
I don't want to hear you say the same thing over and over again about how, well, I did it, but I didn't do a good job, but I thought I did, but I didn't. But... All right, you know what?